Last time on No Direction Home. It's all fun and games until you get your bike stuck in a swamp with no one around to help.
The bad part is you can't lift it. I know I can't. Like I said, I just had surgery. Well, last year in June. Getting better, but I just can't do stuff like this anymore.
Hey man! Hello! 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 Hello!
The guy got waders on too. Look this way.
Hey! Hello!
He's trying to get away. He's in shallow water right now. Like, maybe they'll come over. Yeah, they're Hispanic guys too.
You can speak Espanol to them?
Yeah.
You don't speak much Espanol in Ohio, so. Yeah. Maybe you and the young kid can lift the handlebars and me and the bigger guy can push from the back. I mean, I don't know what's easier on your back, pushing from the back or lifting the handlebars.
¿Qué pescaron? ¿Qué pescaron allá? Nada. ¿Hablas español, verdad?
Hey.
Oh.
¿Qué
Oh.
pasó?
Mira nomás, el chavo este, mira. Ya me metí yo y usted tiene los waders, pues mira.
Los waders traen hoyo. Y no me quiero mojar tampoco.
No, mire como yo estoy yo, ya, este es mi wader aquí. No, porque está bien, el lodo está bien, aquí está bien. Si les puedo ayudar.
Thanks for coming over.
Por favor, señor.
Gracias.
They speak English. Just,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they speak English. Yeah.
Thanks for coming over, dude. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Well,
I got a little too excited.
I did. Well, what happened was I went through over there and it was shallow, so I tried to cut back across and hit this channel.
And then when I see you throw mud, I said, uh-oh, and then I didn't see you no more. Then I said,
Luckily,
oh,
luckily this guy was nice enough to come over. We've made some progress. We just got to get it like 2 feet.
right here. Yeah.
Shit, man. The water, I mean, you can see. Almost the entire engine was underwater. And I don't know what that's going to mean for trying to start Hopper up. I'm sure he wants to start. I know he doesn't blame me. Don't blame me, Hopper. The good news is the battery turns, so I got battery. But I don't know, I need to check out like if I should try to start it right away or if I should try to clean it out first. I don't know. I'm gonna take a look and see what's what. So we finally got the bike out of the mud, much to the help of my friend Mondo, who was over there fishing with his grandson. He saw me going over, waving my arms, asking for help. My bike is almost submerged in the water, and this guy, Mondo, was nice enough to come over and work his ass off trying to get the bike out of the water. Dude, thank you very much.
Welcome to Texas, huh?
Welcome to Texas. I love it. All right, thanks, man. All right, thanks.
All right.
Over here, right over here, it's like really shallow. And I tested it out and it was cool. So I drove through it and then I went on this little sandbar right here And I was gonna come back the way I came, but instead I cut through like right around here, 3-4 feet of mud. My bike just sinks in the mud. I'm fucking stuck. Dude, cannot get the thing out. The engine's submerged in water. I'm like, oh my God, that's it. My bike's ruined. I'm done. This is it. Trip's over. So I didn't know what to do. I was like, tried to get the bike out myself. No chance of that. So luckily there's like, you can see some cars in the background. And like over here, there was this fisherman with his grandson. I walked over there, pleaded with the guy, please dude, come over and help me get my bike out of the water, or get out of the mud. He's like 65 years old, man. I felt horrible, but I needed help. And so he came over, he agreed to come over, a guy named Mondo. And dude, we spent like, I don't know, 40 minutes trying to get the bike out. We made it about 1.5 feet. You know, I'm exhausted. I'm lifting a 320-pound bike covered in mud, trying to lift it out of the mud. Then we saw these 2 dudes on kayaks fishing. I flagged them down. They came over. So now we got 4 guys. We were finally able to get the bike out of the mud. These 2 dudes have a truck. They're going to, they're gonna probably bring their truck over. We're gonna haul Hopper in the back of the truck and get it home and see if I can start it. Oh man, what a shit show. Hopper, dude, I'm sorry, man. I thought we could handle it. So I'm here with Victor and Yanni. Guys, what did you think when you saw me waving my arms?
I thought you were calling somebody that was fishing out there. Big fish, big fish.
Did you see my bike in the mud?
No.
You couldn't see it. So you finally got the clue that I'm like, dude, you got to come over and help me.
Not until maybe like 15 minutes after, man. After the other guy that was out there throwing the cast in, he's like, I think he got his stuff or something.
And so these 2 dudes came over. They were super cool. They helped with Armando to get my bike out. 4 guys had to work our asses off to get the bike out of the mud. And now we're gonna throw it in the back of Victor's truck. He's gonna give me a lift over to my place. So guys, there's still good people left in the world. You guys are good guys. Thanks for helping me out. Much appreciated. So I got Hopper back home where I'm staying. Started getting him cleaned off, getting all that swamp mud off of him and out of him. And I think the first thing I'm gonna have to do is check the air intake and the air filter and see if there's any evidence of mud or water in there, and then kind of take it from there. I might have to take out the spark plug and get it sorted, and if it's worse than that, then we might be looking at some carburetor maintenance. So luckily I have a friend here that can help me do that, so we're going to get started. What do you say, Aaron? How's it look?
It's better than I expected it to be, that's for sure.
So we checked the air filter, that's dry. The air intake and the air filter.
Most importantly, in the air box, there's no mud or water. Nothing's caked up in there. All the vents where they drain out, which is really cool. So Suzuki's got a bottom drain and a top drain, so that kind of prevents any water from getting sucked into the carburetor system. Carburetors are all still intact. All the boots aren't, nothing's torn. So other than just doing manual PMCI on it, I think you'll be good to go. I think you lucked out big time, brother.
Hey man, this is my first time in Galveston and you didn't warn me about those fucking dunes.
Yeah, you didn't tell me you were going either. I was like, go for a ride. Dude's catching a little bit. 4 hours later. Man, I had an adventure. No, you're good, brother. Yeah, you got real lucky, I think, bro. We will still check the plugs and everything, just make sure there's nothing inside the system.
All right, Aaron, where are we at? Brendan, what are you laughing at?
He's put the camera on him.
At this point now, where we have gone through, checked the airbox, battery system, ignition system, got it cleaned out. Luckily, there's no water in the airbox. Moved on, not getting a whole lot of turnover. Come to find out by using the redneck method of trying to get it to turn over by push starting it. Water was in the exhaust, so now we have a fear of either water still being in the exhaust or the plug is fouled out. So it's all right. I'm charging by the hour, so we can sit here and think all night.
So my friend Aaron and I spent the day yesterday working on Hopper, trying to get him sorted and ready to go, but we couldn't quite get over the hump. There were a few things we just couldn't, we had like limited tools and access to stuff here, so we did the best we could, but couldn't really get the bike in a position where it was ready to head out on the road. So we reached out to a few friends, local friends that have pickup trucks, and see if someone could haul me up to Houston to a mechanic up there, but couldn't find anybody. So I went and rented a U-Haul, and I'm gonna load up Hopper and drive him up to Houston. It's just about 70 miles, so we'll get him loaded up and get up to Houston and get everything sorted out. So I'm here at Tejas Motorsports in Houston. I brought my bike in the U-Haul. I met up with Bob and Austin, and to ease my comfort a little bit, Bob brought me in to show me his new bike. What do we got, Bob?
A 2021 300 XCW Erzberg edition.
That thing looks like it rips. Have you ridden it yet?
Just down the street. I haven't got on the dirt yet.
When's the maiden voyage?
Thursday.
All right. Did you do anything to it?
The pipe guard
In a recluse.
and I put a recluse in it. I've got bark busters I got to put on.
Are you gonna put a new? Are you gonna put a new handlebar on? No. Is that titanium?
No,
Aluminum.
Aluminum?
You're just gonna put the hand guards.
just the hand guards.
If you're right here. And master.
Now I know why when you walked out you had such a big smile on your face. Because you've been walking around like that for a couple of days.
I know.
It's in a really good mood. If you need a favor from Bob, now's the time to ask. It's beautiful, man.
Oh well, I just know it runs.
Yeah.
Bike up front or is it in the back? Or?
I don't know where it is.
Okay, they haven't grabbed it for you yet?
No, not yet.
Then it's still here in the back.
I wanted to talk to you about how what you saw and.
So I put a lot of the notes in the system. I didn't know if Garrett went over with you.
No, not yet.
Essentially, maybe a couple of drops of water out of the muffler.
Uh-huh.
Maybe this much of a little puddle out of the header pipe. Other than that, besides milky oil, I didn't see anything wrong.
And so one question I had is that after when I had the bike and I tilted it up and blew out the spark plug chamber, I was having a hell of a time getting the bike started. Why do you think I couldn't get the bike started?
So the carburetor has got fuel in the bottom of the bowl. If you got anything in the air box, which it didn't look like you did, you can go in the carburetor, can mix with the fuel. Also, your whole cylinder had water in it. You have to leave the spark plug off in the sun for 15 or 20 minutes, turn over a couple of times to get all that water out.
So there was still water in there, even though I blew some out.
Not when I got it. When I got it, there was no water in the cylinder. When
Okay.
it had dried for 2 days.
Right.
That's good and bad. You kind of want to turn over to clean the cylinder off so it doesn't rust.
Longer, so
But
you know.
you also had water in there, so you're trying to combust fuel and air in there with water. It's not going to start.
Right.
You got to let it dry out for 15, 20 minutes, half an hour.
Sure.
You know, take the spark plug out, turn it over, let it freaking dry. I drained the float bowl of the gas tank, this little line right here, and it got all of the gas out of the actual float bowl, and I put fresh gas into it too, and I checked to see if you put gas in a tank, you can look and see where the water, if the water's sitting on top or below, it separates.
Okay, sure.
So, and I didn't see any water in there. The only place I saw water was a little bit in the front exhaust pipe and the engine. Now, I did recommend another oil change after a few days of riding. Ride it, not hard, but get it hot. I only rode it up and down the road.
Right.
Get it hot and change the oil one more time, because I didn't realize with this bike that the oil is actually in the frame, and you're gonna have waters in the, you know, I did 3 oil changes and it's kind of impossible to get it all out initially.
Sure.
You gotta ride it, get hot.
Okay. And so for future reference, I mean, like, I do a lot of riding, you know, like up in Canada, like crossing rivers and streams, and like I shut the bike off. In the future, what would you suggest that I do if I'm in this kind of situation again?
So if you're literally riding on the motorcycle and you're going through water that is hitting your knees, like your air box starts right here.
Okay.
I don't know where the water is going to actually get in at. Honestly, I don't really know.
if you're moving,
but if you're getting up to where if you're moving and it's hitting you like above your boot, you need to probably kill the bike and push it across. You know what I'm saying? Because when you ride it across, if you're wide open throttle and it gets a little bit of water in that cylinder, you're gonna bend and you're gonna blow up your motor.
Okay.
Basically, you're gonna bend your connecting rod and you're gonna hydrolock it. So I would suggest pushing it through.
Okay.
Because when you're pushing it through, if you can push it through and not get any water above here,
Right.
or the exhaust pipe,
Right.
these two are your two inlet places of your engine.
Right.
No water gets into there, it should start right back up.
Okay. And if you can't get your bike started, I was reading like, oh, do the thing where you tilt the bike up to a vertical, try to get the water out. What do you suggest?
If you take the gas tank off and replace the spark, or take the spark plug out, exactly what you did, turn the motor over a bunch of times, wait for it all to shoot out, let it dry, let it dry for a few minutes, have a cigarette or a beer, whatever, start it back up again, put a fresh plug in it, maybe even a little bit of brake cleaner or something to help get it started. And I mean, that's all I really did. I didn't really do nothing with getting it running and started right up. I just drained the old fuel out and put new fuel in.
So did you replace any gaskets?
The oil filter doesn't have, it's got an O-ring on this side. And then the drain, there's two drain bolts. The oil filter's right here.
Yeah.
And then there's a drain plug right there. There's a drain plug in the bottom.
Okay. All right.
So.
All right.
Let's go talk to Garrett too, just so I can refer to him.
Sure. Tank looks good.
Yeah, I like it.
Next time on No Direction Home. Hopper and I made it to Austin, where we got some much needed Texas barbecue and live music.